Hey, what's up everybody? How's it going? I got another update here for you. I started working on a new tile set. It's a summer camp. So once players go through the whole neighborhood tile set, they're gonna find themselves in a summer camp with cabins and canoes and pine trees and lakes. So yeah, hopefully that'll feel really different, be interesting to go through. And I also thought it would be a good opportunity to take you through how I build levels, how my level generator works and stuff a little bit. I also worked on some multiplayer bugs that I've been meaning to get to, specifically in like camera controls. So how the camera handles multiple players on screen. And then also I added support for like players to kind of join the game at any time. So if your friends start playing and you just kind of walk up, you can push start on your controller and you're right in the game. I just want to make that as easy as possible to get into the game. So yeah, let's get into it. Real quick, let's talk about how the levels are actually made. It all starts with an entrance tile, and I feed the environment, or I feed the level generator all sorts of different tiles. The next one you kind of run into is going to be a mid tile. Those are sort of the most common. They don't necessarily have to go straight like this. They could even they could turn or go up or down. The next you're going to hit is a hub tile. Those are ones that could have, or tiles that could have 2 exits or 3. They don't necessarily even have to be a square to work. The next is a cap tile. That's basically me ending a thread, or you can think of it as like a kind of a branch with anything that's not a exit tile. That's the last tile. And my level generator isn't going to say level complete until it has at least an exit tile and has met a few other requirements, so that I know the level is going to work for players. Right. And this is my environment tile manager. It's sort of the conductor of the whole level building operation. You can see here it starts, or it will continue to run as long as the generator in progress variable is true. The first thing it's going to do is turn on the loading screen so that the player cannot see all the crazy things that are happening while my levels are being built. Then it's going to start building the levels with that entrance tile, right? And start building out those threads. You can sort of think of it like building a tree and building out all the branches. Each of those branches is going to be a thread. And until those branches are complete, until they've finished building, this is going to keep running. But once those threads are at 0, the branches are done, I'm going to say generation complete. And once generation is complete, I'm going to move down here and I'm going to start building fill tiles. Fill tiles are those tiles that sort of wrap around the exterior of my map so that it doesn't look like it's just floating in a black void and feels like it's part of a world, right? That could be forest or trees or something. Once fill tiles or filling is complete, we're going to move down to objective spawns. And objective spawns could be anything like NPCs that you need to rescue, treasure chests you need to find, or a key you need to find or something. Then we're going to go down here. If the level we're building is level select, it's going to do a few different operations to set that up. Then it's going to finish building the nav mesh, which is the mesh that the NPCs use to navigate the world. It's a little bit simpler than the art mesh that you see on screen, but it's very important. Then I'm going to finish the loading screen and turn that off. I'm going to rebuild the player's UI, so I'm going to show that again. And then I'm going to update the objective manager, which is basically the thing you see in the top left of the screen that tells you, hey, player, you need to rescue 3 NPCs on this map, or you just need to get to the end. That's pretty much the environment tile manager in a nutshell. So something I'm always keeping in mind while I'm working on any art in my game is color and value. So with color, I'm kind of developing a color language where I categorize different elements of my game into different regions of the color wheel so that they feel visually different and distinct. So first, the environment, I let live in this like kind of red, orange, and yellow, a little bit of the green region. Players, I reserve the blue color for. This doesn't necessarily have to be player characters. This is also treasure chests and different collectibles and items that players are going to find. I just want to make sure that players know that these are items for them. These are things that are important to them. And then enemies, where those previously lived in the green, I think they're gonna feel more distinct if I actually move them over into the magenta. Value is really important because it allows you to create contrast between your characters and the background. And that's really important so that the characters can read clearly off the background and don't get lost in all the noise. Here's a screenshot of the game. I always like to do this by either just taking a screenshot and grabbing it in Photoshop, or in Unity, you can just use the post-processing filter and completely desaturate or change your image to black and white. And that's going to make it really easy to see if your character is popping off the background, is separated. So I think that's working really well here. But what it is showing me is that I have a few background elements that are kind of competing with the player character. So this sewer grate, for instance, the bottom of this pole, these are probably a little bit too bright, and I need to push them back. And you'll also notice that like there's a lot more contrast. Like I have some really dark darks and some really bright brights on the player, and that's what I mean by contrast. Whereas the value range for the background is going to be much more clamped and muted, so that your eye is just naturally drawn to the player. And that's kind of what helps make him pop. All right, let's actually go take a look at the summer camp now. From level select, instead of going north like we normally would to go to the neighborhood tile set, we're gonna go to the west. And that's where you'll find the summer camp. This will normally only unlock when you've beaten the neighborhood chain, like at the last boss there. But I will just kind of cheat my way through it here really quick. Here we go. I can just change the level requirement here so that we can access it right now. God mode. All right. And we'll give that a second to load. And cool. Now we're in my little diorama of the summer camp. Here, yeah, let's explore a little bit. So we have a new kind of path here. A lot of this is all work, obviously is all work in progress. We have cabins that you can go inside, and treasure chests and different loot will spawn in here. Sometimes NPCs. Let's go look around. We got picnic tables, canoes. I've been working on getting this lake to feel really cool. We got like a little script that makes the canoes float up and down, and these lily pads float up and down. Check out this other cabin. Oh, actually we got lucky, and there's a chest there. What's in there? It's another ability. I don't want that one. Let's go see. Actually, let's go this way. So yeah, I build these little dioramas just to kind of explore what I'm going to need in a tile set. I actually block this out very much the same way that I did the monster in the last episode, where everything is just going to be kind of quick and dirty, rough blockouts. Oh yeah, here's some pine cones that are really large, but I actually kind of like them being so big. It's they just feel more fun. It's fun to just push them around and stuff. I think I might even make like the trees actually drop these pine cones. I think that could be cool too. Here we got a tent, and eventually, oh yeah, so here's like a little fire pit, and eventually I want to have like a little fire effect happening here. And here's, you can see what I meant by a little diorama. So I've only built this new tile set on one tile. So then these are just duplicates of the neighborhood tile set on this side here, but we can ignore that for now. Oh yeah, I got that little, this is a little camp entrance. Oh yeah, we got cattails and stuff going on. Oh, and I have a little latrine in here you can visit. If the level was rotated a different way, I actually have it all modeled in there and stuff. So yeah, this is kind of where I'm at with the with kind of ideation of the summer camp. Just you can kind of expect it. I'll keep refining this, and yeah, it'll just keep getting better and better. But this is the start. This is kind of how I'm starting out. I want to be happy with this one tile before I go and expand this out to a whole level. And I also worked on some multiplayer stuff, specifically how cameras are controlled with multiple players. So right now I have one player being controlled with the mouse and keyboard. Now I can actually, during the game, I can press start on a PlayStation controller and add another player to the game. And you can see that box between them. That's actually the midpoint. I kind of store that position between those players and use that to control where my camera is going to go. I also don't allow players to run off the screen, so they're kind of stuck, they're kind of locked together. They can't go off, so I kind of keep everybody on the same screen. I can even add up to 4 players, so here I'm pushing a button on an Xbox controller. I only have 3, so this is as far as we can go, but you can see that also works with more than 2 players. That little cube stays right in the middle to guide our camera and keep it in the right spot. All right, that's the update. So there were lots of work in progress things that still need some love, but you'll see those get refined over time. And yeah, if you liked the video, give it a like and subscribe, and stick around for more updates. All right, have a good one. Bye.